Welcome to Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 Honors. I am Mrs. Lemmond, and I'm super excited. Algebra is one of my favorite topics to teach, and so I'm very much looking forward to having you all in my class. I'm going to start by doing a very short presentation about class. First of all, I'm in Portable 2. If you're taking Algebra 2, I will have you third period. If you're taking Algebra 2 Honors, I will have you fifth. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Missouri. I went to the University of Missouri and got my Bachelor's of Science degree in biochemistry. After that, I got my teaching certification. As far as my teaching experience goes, I taught 4 years in the public school system, more specifically at Naples High School. Then I taught 10 years homeschooling my own children. And then most recently, I've taught 2 years at Victory Christian Academy. So this is going to be my third year. A couple of my interests, I really enjoy track and field and cross country. I competed both at the high school level and at the collegiate level in those sports. And I've also coached cross country and track. Currently, I'm coaching track at Victory. I also love the great outdoors. I love being in God's creation, doing things like going to the beach, camping, kayaking, being in the mountains, things like that. Let me show you a quick picture of my family. This is the Lemmond crew. I have 4 kids, ranging in ages from 11 to 18. And the gentleman acting goofy in the back, that's Mr. Lemmond. Most of you know him. He also works and teaches and coaches at Victory. He coaches the defense on the football team. He also is the head track coach. And as far as academics goes, he teaches history and senior Bible. A little bit about the Algebra 2 curriculum. Some of the topics that we're going to be covering are equations, functions, graphs, systems, circles, probability, statistics, and trigonometry. I know that's a mouthful, and you might not even know what all those words mean, but that's okay, because that's why you're in the class. My goal for you is to train you to be problem solvers. Instruction is driven by thought-provoking questions. In other words, I'm not going to try to spoon feed you answers. I'm actually going to ask you questions to help you all begin to be thinking for yourselves. Also, one huge emphasis this year is going to be on the SAT and ACT preparation. Several of the teachers got together this summer and worked on poring over the SAT practice problems and really seeing and understanding what the content was and what types of things you need to be prepared for. So you're going to see that a lot in my class, and hopefully it won't be so intimidating after you've taken Algebra 2. You'll really be able to feel confident going into your junior year taking the SAT and the ACT. Okay, my supply list. It's bigger than normal simply because we're not going to be able to share things like we used to. You're going to need to have lined paper, graph paper, and a 3-ring binder. Don't get a teeny tiny 3-ring binder. Get one that's at least an inch thick so that you can hold all the papers in it. You're going to need pencils and erasers, as well as colored pencils, and a colored pen for grading. I also like to practice problems on desks using the Expo markers, so please bring Expo markers to class so we can use our desk to practice problems. You'll need a ruler. It doesn't need to be a long ruler. It could be a 6-inch ruler, but the most important use is for a straight edge when we're graphing. And then last but not least, everybody needs a scientific calculator. The ones I've used in class in the past are the TI 30XS calculators. That's a great choice. I will actually show you a picture of one in just a minute. But any other scientific calculator is fine too. Doesn't have to be that exact one. My contact information is right here, my email and my cell phone number. Communication is huge for me. I want to make sure I understand if you have any questions or any needs or just don't understand how something works in my class, please contact me, students and or parents. This is a group effort helping our students be successful. And along those lines, I want to mention Schoology to you. Schoology is going to be our one-stop learning platform for VCA classes this year. It will be an avenue for communication. It will be an avenue for a student to log on to their account and see all of the class information they need for all of their classes. It's going to be very useful, I think, and I'm very excited that we have it as a platform to help us while we're teaching. Before I go, I would like to give you a quick tour of my classroom. So, hang on just a minute. There we go. Now, most of the secondary classes are in the deck furthest away from the parking lot. Mine is actually on the deck closest to the parking lot. So if you look outside my door, hi Miss Borders, there is the school office right there. So I'm very near the school office. Here's my classroom. Usually I have pods of desks together, but because of social distancing, we're going to keep the desks spread as far apart as we can. You are going to have a textbook. I'm sorry, it's very big. My goal is, or my plan for you is not to have to carry it in your backpacks, but I'll explain more about that later. The background, which I was sitting in front of, is very much Algebra 2 stuff. All of these functions, hopefully, we're going to get to this year. So that's something that is going to be very important in this class, and learning all these functions. That's why I put it on the board. Also, I want to show you this TI-30X calculator. They look like this. But again, you can use any type of calculator you want as long as it's scientific. Phones will not be allowed to be used in class as calculators. Okay, I think that's it. I was very happy to introduce myself and very much looking forward to seeing you all on Thursday.